Hello and welcome to the first Ringspan brake product video. Today I'm standing here with Manuel Franz, our brake product manager, and today we talk about a great brake for cranes, the new DX280. Stay tuned to find out more. Manuel, today we are talking about the new DX280. It's a new brake that we call thruster disc brake and is usually very common for cranes. What are the most distinctive advantages of this product?
We try to combine the different technologies that we have and make it maybe a little bit more simple, make it easy to apply to our design, to our brake. And finally, we found out we have a robust and simple brake now.
When we take a look on the lever design here, we see that we have steel levers. So compared to cast iron, which is also quite common on the market, we made this decision to go for this particular material. What's the biggest advantage?
It's not only one advantage, there are several advantages. There is also an advantage in regards to assembly. We have a quite easier assembly, we have much easier access to the bushes. Later on, maybe for exchange of the bushes is much more easier than you have one big heavy lever instead of flame cut steels. But the biggest advantage itself is when we go into cold areas in the world. So cold application means minus temperatures below -20, for example. We just need to change the material of the lever and then we can use this brake directly in these kind of applications.
Okay, so when we take a look now about one of the features that we have, which is the centralized opening or the parallel opening of the brake pads. So what technology are we using and why is ours so good and so reliable?
What is quite common in the market that you only have some kind of springs applied to the brake shoe or between brake shoe and brake lever. But the result of this technology is when the brake opens, you have some kind of V-shape. How the brake opens. We use just a simple adjustment screw. And with this adjustment screw, you can adjust a parallel air gap between brake lining and brake disc.
When we take a look at the design with the steel levers, we talk about roughly 220 kgs without the thruster. Is there any disadvantage of the clamping force that we can generate?
We have absolutely no disadvantages in regards to the clamping force. Mechanical properties of casted materials are different. So you need more material to keep the same stiffness, for example, of the brake lever compared to a standard steel. We achieve a maximum clamping force of roughly 80 kilonewtons.
So this design is very much fitting for industries like container handling. So industry where it's really about performance of the product. So maybe one of the most important features of a product, of a brake on a main hoist, for example, is that we have a centering of the brake. So how do we do it here with this model?
We do it quite simple. We have something like a gear on the back of the brake arms, and this gear is connecting both brake arms with each other. So the movement of one brake arm directly influences the other brake arm. And it's quite simple and also helps us also for later for alignment of the brake in the installation.
When a customer receives this brake, how much work does he have to do to make this adjustment?
He has to do no adjustment at all, because it's a fixed device. It is not adjustable.
So I see that we have 4 sensors on the brake.
Yeah, I can show you on the brake. So we have a standard sensor for status brake open. We have a standard sensor for brake closed. We have a sensor for the manual release when it's applied. And we have a sensor that is mounted to the levers at the bottom for detecting if the lining is worn.
I see that there's one single position 3 of the 4 sensors. Why is that?
The reason behind it is quite easy. It's just for easy access to the sensors, just in case you need to adjust the sensors or even in case you need to replace one sensor when it's damaged.
When we want to mount this brake, let's say on a main frame of a container crane, then we have of course a certain bore pattern that we see here.
It's a bore pattern that is coming from the market.
That means if a customer is calling us after seeing this nice video and he says, Martin, I want this brake, how much difficulties will he have if he wants to make the exchange?
Take the existing brake out and put our brake in, and that's it.
Well, if this isn't great, I don't know what is. All right, thank you for watching and make sure to stay tuned for our next videos.